Hey everybody, what is up? This is Devin LaVore and
Michelle LaVore
coming at ya. And I don't know if you have seen our previous video on the bunch of sevens that we got on December 12th, but here's a picture of it right here. Now, those were the last numbers I saw that night, and it ended up being 5 77s.
Yeah.
And the 777. It ended up being 5 because I saw the 4, and it was like maybe like a little time later I saw another 77, and God was like, just in case, you know, I don't know, but I was like, wow, that's amazing. So, and it was on 12/12, and that was I recorded this all and I wrote it all down at 11:52 a.m., which is just a completely awesome number in and of itself because. For us, 11:52 is switched to 52:11,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm. Isaiah 52:11, which talks about like departing,
right?
And it's talking about when the Israelites they were coming out of Babylon, and to basically leave behind, like cleanse yourselves, come out from under like just Babylonian rule and mindset and all of that.
Yeah.
And God really used that a lot. And
before
still is. Before
we
moved and even while we're here.
Yeah.
You know, just talking about like, okay, we've got to leave the wilderness mindsets behind because we're walking in something new. When you go to the promised land, it's going to be totally different.
That's been a little difficult.
Yes.
Hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
So that happened on 12/12/2017. 5 days later, at 11:52 p.m., we were on our way to Nashville.
Here.
Yeah, we were on our way to our first hotel stop, really.
Yeah.
But we were on our way, you know, because God was saying, like, this is a divine completion of things. Your transition is over. Because on 12/11, we got like a billion 11s. Yeah. It was crazy. And God was like, your transition is over. And then it was like we got the next night, we got those 7s to say, hey, it's complete. It is perfectly complete. It's done, you know. It is time for the new thing. Because 8 naturally follows 7, you know, and it means new beginning, you know. Especially, it's easy to understand in musical terms because there's only 7 notes. The 8th note is the same as the first note. It's called an octave. But that's what happened then, right?
Yeah.
Well, last night, I got 77, 77, 77 all in one shebang. Truth be told, I was playing a video game. I was playing this little video game called Deer Hunter Reloaded online, and God had been impressing upon me even to this day. He had been pressing on me for the past couple days, like, Devin, I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
I can do anything I want. And I mean, it's just been on me for like the past 48 hours. I can do anything I want. And I felt like the Lord was using this video game to kind of prove a point. Like, I can speak to you through a video game if I want to. You're not going to escape me. It's a Psalm 139. You're not going to escape me. Not that we're trying to escape the Lord. It's just He can do anything and use anything. And He's trying to, I think what He's trying to do is set our hearts up to expect Him to do anything at any given time from any different direction, from wherever He's going to do what He's going to do.
Yeah.
But just to expect it, you know? And the cool thing is, like, on this game, like, I was playing this game, and I did this totally impossible thing. It was really totally impossible. I was like, wow, I can't even believe I just did that. There was no room for error, and I actually was supposed to shoot these moose, right? And I actually shot them in the place I was supposed to shoot them, which is like the most difficult place to shoot them. And I had to do all 3 shots, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I did it. And so I got enough points to go to the next level. And it said, you have now arrived at level 77. And I was like, oh, no way. And so I just do those things. And when I'm done with the game, and there's no more missions, because you have to have a certain amount of energy to do the missions, and then it ended. So I ended up at level 77, and there was like 7,700 points that I needed. And then there was another, and I think I had 2477 that I accumulated. Right? So there was 3 77s just staring right at me. But then off to the side, I didn't realize this till today, But off to the side, there's like this bunch of money that I've accumulated. I've accumulated 1 million something, blah, 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 blah. But the last 3 digits of the money I accumulated was 744.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I about fall over in the spirit because I was like, look, babe, that was there last night.
Yeah.
I just didn't pick up on it.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it. 744. What number? What does that number mean for us, babe?
Well, for us, it really talks about like the end, and which came from, we had gotten the number 747 or 744, and our son he had just finished reading through the Action Bible, and he was like, Mom, I just finished the end of the Action Bible, and there's 744 pages. And we just knew, like, in the spirit, like, that's what God was speaking. It's like he's saying the end.
Well, because I had been getting 744 for the past couple days before that, and I was like, you do your research, and you're trying to find that Easter egg where God is just like, oh, you found it, here's the revelation. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how these prophetic numbers work a lot of times. Sometimes you just get the revelation right away. Sometimes you search and you get the revelation. But sometimes you search and search and search and nothing's highlighting. Nothing's resonating. Nothing's like, it's like, okay, I hear what you're saying. Chapter 74, verse 4 or, whatever. It's like, but nothing resonates. And then when he said that, like, Mom, I finished the end. And it's got 744 pages. Bam. It was like, there it is. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, he's speaking of the end. So basically then every time we see that number, we know that God's trying to tell us something about the end.
Yeah, and we've really been getting that number a lot. This week, really.
In the past 3 or 4 days?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's been insane.
This 744 is more than we've ever gotten.
Ever. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah, and just like a lot of just like the phrase, the end. We were listening to a song and it was talking about like end and
faithful to the end.
Yeah, faithful
That's
to the
actually
end.
The title of the song.
Yeah, faithful to the end.
By Bethel, we're Bethel down.
And I don't know, I've just been seeing that phrase a lot, and
it's been in your spirit.
It really
for
has.
2 days there. It was,
yeah.
Or is it still kind of there?
Well, before I feel like Devin said, it's been difficult for me really the last couple days of just walking in.
But you've been fighting through it and you've been getting victory.
Yeah, like walking in the new way of thinking, the new, just the new. And it can just be it can be difficult, and but like I said, I fight through it, and God is always there to bring encouragement, even when my heart is very discouraged. And
he's carrying you.
He is.
He's carrying you, and you're allowing him to carry you.
Yeah.
So, come on, there's good in that. You got to see the good side of these downsides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm so down. Yes, but, you know what I mean? It's like,
and it was actually really cool today. We need to do baths for everybody today and showers and all of that. And so I was like, okay, well, let me check the towels because we didn't get the room service yesterday because naps and stuff. And so I was just like, well, we only have basically 2 towels because I did, the baby's bath. And then it was like, all right, well, we only have 2, but we have 3 more people. And I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll just have to wait till tomorrow because, they'll have to come by and whatnot. And then we were in the, we were in the room and we were just talking about signs and
that
how
God speaks through signs, which is prophetic numbers are signs.
Yeah. And then we get, a knock at the door, and we're like, okay, that's weird. It's later than normally.
Yeah, it's like after 6 o'clock.
Yeah. And
like,
so we go to the door, and the...
I went to the door, and I was like, oh, that is housekeeping. They're housekeeping. And then I opened the door, and there's 2 of them. Not one of them. There's 2 of them standing there. Usually it's 1.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them standing there. And they were like, do you need a service? you know, because they don't speak that much English, but
Yeah.
they're like, "Do you need service?" And I'm like, "Not really." And they're like, "But do you need towels? Do you need towels?" And I'm like, "Actually, we do."
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, you need towels, right?" And they had this huge stack of towels.
Yeah.
A huge stack.
Yeah.
Like, what? How do you know? First off, we didn't even ask for towels.
No.
And you're giving me this huge stack of towels. They must have known. Like, there's a big family up there.
Yeah.
give them towels. And I was like, "Yeah, okay. Thank you."
Yeah.
And they were like, "That's it, right? That's all you needed, right?" It's as if they were acting like someone had told them.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe they went to the wrong room. I don't know,
Yeah.
but we really did need towels, so we'll take them.
Yeah, and they were like, "And that's it, right? That's all you needed?" I was like, yeah. Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
And I was dumbfounded. I was like, it was like someone told them
Yeah.
that we needed towels, and we never said
and
anything. About
Devin
it.
actually even asked me, he's like, "Did you call down for towels?" And I was like, "No, but we do need them." And then they left, and we look over at the clock, and it was 6:16, and it was just like,
you know, that
Yeah.
6:16 is special.
yeah,
It's about as special as 7:44.
yes, and it was just like, wow, and I was just I don't know, I felt like God was he was speaking to me about just like how he's like, listen, I hear you. I even hear the requests that you never make.
Yeah.
You know, I hear what you need. I hear what you want. And for me, that was just like, wow, like, Lord, you're really, he's like, I am going to do what I promised to give you. It's probably, it's not necessarily in your time, my time, like what I would want.
Yeah, because this was after 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was definitely an unconventional delivery.
Yeah.
Because there were 2 of them
Yeah.
after 6, and they had this huge stack of towels. I mean, I'm talking like this big. I mean, I don't know. It was probably like 8 towels.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
They gave us more than we needed.
Yeah. But just that, I don't know, I think all day I really have been struggling, but there was just something to that really hit my heart in a way that,
You didn't even have to ask.
yeah. And it was just like, I don't know, I almost just felt like God was, it's like, you don't need to worry about me not fulfilling what I promised you. It's like, I care that you get towels that you didn't even ask for. You know, I care enough to provide for you, provide for your family. And it's like, okay, Lord, like, you can provide for us. You can do the miraculous in our life whenever you want to do it.
You can do anything you want, whenever you want, at any given moment.
Yeah.
And you don't even need us to pray about it, really.
Yeah.
Even though we do pray. I mean, come on now. We prayers.
Yeah.
But
it's just like, God cares about the details. You know, it's just like what Jesus said. He's like, you don't have to worry about the things that you'll eat, that you'll wear, all of that. Because, I mean, God takes care of the sparrows. God takes care of all of his creatures here on earth. And how much more valuable are we than they are? And it's definitely something that I get assaulted with a lot, of just like feeling like
fear of abandonment.
Fear of God not doing what we've been praying for, what we've been asking for. And especially when it comes up against time. And I have, you know, it's
time
like,
frame.
well, Lord, I have my schedule that you should be keeping.
Well, and there's a legitimacy to that, though, because you felt like the Lord gave you this word, this thing, this epic year-end event.
Yeah.
You know? And not only that, but we had already received the word, it's going to be epic.
Yeah.
And we'd already received the word, get ready to be surprised. It's going to be this grand finale fireworks.
Yeah.
And now here God is speaking about the end, and then he gives us this. And I tell you what, 5 days after we got that last time, we were on the road to the new.
Yeah.
You know, so I am praying. Oh, but you go ahead and keep going.
I forget what I was.
See, that's what happens when you interrupt, Devin.
So it is, I think because of those things though, it's like, wow, well tomorrow is the 31st, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
we haven't even gone through what happened today, some of the stuff. You know?
But it's like, all right, Lord, well, even, I don't understand a lot of things. I don't understand even sometimes the words that God's speaking with what he is really trying to say and all of that. But it's like, all right, Lord, well, I'm gonna trust you, that you know exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to say that he can't do something crazy and miraculous even tomorrow or any day, really.
Any day.
When
when Jesus steps into your life and says, hey, I'm going to hang out with you. I'm going to be your provision. I'm going to be your provider. You ask him for anything.
Yeah.
He's richer than any of the princes in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All of them combined, he's just like, y'all on food stamps compared to my resources. You know what I'm saying?
So, I don't know. I think just where I'm at right now is just like, all right, God can do anything that he wants to do. And he knows my heart's desire. I've poured it out to him many a times. Even today.
Yeah.
And, but I just have to trust, like, his timing is perfect. And, sometimes, a lot of times, it's like, when it comes to prophetic words and seeing things come to pass, it's kind of funny because I feel like a lot of times it's like the whole, the hindsight is always 20/20. Like, you can look back and be like, oh, wow,
Yeah.
And so it's like
oh, that's why that happened.
Yeah.
The way that happened. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think even, with all the prophetic words, even about Jesus, it's like, I'm sure even when things were unfolding, I don't think that they were going, oh, look, we just, with a little checkbox, like, oh, we fulfilled that word, and check, we fulfilled that word, I think it was just like, things were unfolding for Joseph and Mary, and they were just being obedient to the word of God.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Joseph got the dream, and he was like, okay, I'm going to pick up my family, we got to go to Egypt. Then when they're in Egypt, God tells them when they need to come back, and just where they end up settling, and all of that. It wasn't, I don't think it was this, there were all of these prophetic words over Jesus, but it wasn't like they were sitting there trying to figure it out in the process. Mm-hmm. And I think just looking back, we get the bird's eye view, that we really do get the 20/20 picture of all of those words and prophecies being fulfilled because they've already been fulfilled. Mm-hmm. And it's really clear and it's really easy to see, oh, well, that makes sense. Like, of course, this is how things would come about. But when you're living in it, I think it can be difficult because it's like you're trying to make sense of things. At least for myself, it's like I'm trying to figure out, well, how does that fit and this fit? And then it can be really discouraging. And I think...
especially when you're fueled with a lot of fear about things not happening.
Yeah.
And then you start to question everything, and that whole spider web of
But I think ultimately, through really the last 2 days of going through what I've been going through, it's like God is still there. He is always there for me. He is there to pick me up. And I liked something that Devin was talking about today, and it was that Jesus with his disciples, he was always always talking to them about like their inability to really believe the way that he
Oh,
really
like
desired.
if you really truly believe,
Yeah.
then you would have this reaction,
Yeah, you
but you
would-
don't, and that's okay.
But yeah, but I
Because
think
I know what's coming.
exactly. But you said basically like, but even though they didn't truly, like they were downtrodden, you know, when Jesus was speaking and he's like, I don't know how many times he was like, hey, I'm telling you this so that you can have joy. I'm going to die and then I'm going to raise again. And they're just like, you're going to die?
All
What?
they heard was, you're going to die.
Like-
It's like, if you were listening to me and you truly believed, then if you knew why I was going to the Father and all that, if
Yeah.
you only knew and you truly believe what I'm telling you, you would be happy.
You would be
You'd be
joyful.
excited. But right now you're sorrowful and you're right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
But it was like you just said though for them and with Jesus it was enough for them just to be close to Jesus.
Yes.
And I really
Absolutely.
feel like that's just kind of a good picture of where I'm at right now. It's just like he knows the struggle in my heart. He knows my heart. And it's like right now it's like as long as I'm just close with him and I'm just continuing to listen and continuing to just be like, all right, Lord, whatever you're going to do, you know how hard things have been. He's just like, that's good, because I can just carry you, and I know I can still speak to you. I know that I can still show myself in your life, and, you know, it's good.
Because later on, Jesus wasn't trying to convince them and get them to the level of faith that he wanted them to be at, because he knew there was coming a day when he was going to be resurrected. They were going to see him, touch him, eat with him, and any measure of doubt was going to be just obliterated.
Yeah.
Not even the dust of doubt was going to be available for them to, I don't know, is this really happening? Of course it's happening right before your eyes. Yeah. Jesus has stepped out of the darkness of obscurity of death into the light of life again. And it's just like, wow, I am never doubting you again. And it's like that was their healing in the revealing.
Yeah.
Because they were bummed out. They were sad to the degree where Peter was like, well, that was a great 3 years. I guess I'm going back to doing what I always do. And then Jesus came in. He came out again. He was like, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, everything you said really was true. Oh, you know what I mean? They were changed in that moment.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to that, you know, when God really fulfills the promise. Because it's not going to be some trifling little fulfillment where you go, oh, God fulfilled that promise. Oh, that's great. And you move on and your heart's not really impacted like you just got hit by a Mack truck and lived. And came out even better. You know what I mean? It's going to be just awesome, you know, because you're going to see it. Like that vision God gave us last night where he comes out of the dark into the light on our mountain. See, that's another thing. You know, God's been fulfilling visions for us lately. He's reversed things. That time for everything to be reversed that I did on May 15th, it is happening. Because those people are out of that house. Now it's time for us to go in. But it's like throughout this whole journey, we've had prophetic words. Meaning they are they're foretelling. You know, they're foretelling of future events. But at some point, those future events have to become now events, and that's happening now. And the funny thing is, we keep getting all these visions and revelations, and because we've been trained this way, we just kind of tuck them away and go, okay, that's a future thing. And it's like, no, that's happening now. You know what I mean? And it's like, wait, you're reversing everything. He's like, yes. That's exactly right. I am reversing everything. And so we have a confident expectation from the Holy Spirit that we're going to get in that house. You know, that our end, 744, our end is final. It is complete. It is done. Now, when I woke up this morning, that's what happened last night. As far as the numbers go, that's what happened. But when I woke up this morning, I am not kidding. This stuff you can't make up. When I woke up this morning, the first number I saw, and this has never happened, was 777. I put on this song from, it was actually our friend Alana Smith. She talked about this song that she, Nothing is Impossible by Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, Nothing is Impossible. God's been putting that on my heart for like the last 2 days.
Yeah.
More than that even. Actually, he's been stirring that in us for weeks.
Yeah.
But really turned up the heat on it the last couple days. And so I looked at it, and right in the center of that video, that was the first thing I put on this morning, song-wise. Right in the center of that video, 777. I was like, what? I was like, okay, Lord, you're serious. Because God's like, I don't want you to think that, oh, that was just a nice little group of numbers you gave me. That was a nice little communication, nice little prophetic number, Morse code you gave me. Oh, that was so nice.
Yeah.
God's like, no, I am telling you, you have reached the end of the end. You know, you're about to turn the last page and read the last 3 paragraphs, now on to the next book. I was like, boop, boop, thank you. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, all right then. Now, it gets better. Because the next number, the very next number I saw was 444. Okay, and then the next number, I'm having a hard time. The next number I saw was 1111. And I'm saying, like, we used to see numbers like crazy, but now we're to the point where we're really only write down numbers that really jump out at us.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, these are literally the numbers that I saw. There were no other, 922 or 1033 or something like that. There wasn't any of that in between. These were literally the first 3 numbers I saw.
Yeah.
And we saw 111 3 times today. We saw, and so, back to Deer Hunter Reloaded. I'm showing Michelle, and I'm just like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to play a couple missions. Because really that's all the energy you have is missions.
Yeah.
Apple games are designed to take your money. But anyway, I'm just going to play with the energy I have, which is basically only going to be 2 games, and then I'm going to be done, right? I get done with that game, and this is how much I had left to do, or whatever. How do I say it? You can see it. You can see the numbers. You're looking at them. And I'm just like, oh my Lord. So I had to take a picture and go show Michelle. And this was while we were talking about the towels and the 6, and it happened at 6:16. And God's going to deliver more than you need. Your promise that, at the desire of your heart at a weird time at night in an unconventional manner. And it's just going to be like, boom, here you go, buddy. You wanted this, right? You wanted this? Yeah, we did. I'm kind of shocked, but yes, we did. At that time, I just did my little 2 games, and I was done, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's how many points I just accumulated.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I went and told her, I was like, dude, because the last time we got that, the 7s, the 577s, and then the 777s, we also got a quad 5 and a quad 3.
Yeah.
With that number, and 499, we got that twice at the exact same time. It was crazy. So the numbers have been kind of crazy today. And it's just like God is just speaking. He is moving. She's struggling. I'm doing amazing. Opposites. This is totally normal, actually.
Yeah.
And it's like, but we're together, and it's just like the truth of the matter is you are in something new. You are walking through something new. You're not trying to do it anymore. You're not trying to be super Christian woman anymore. You're just like, no, this is how I feel, and I'm just getting my feelings out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm not going to try to pretend that I'm not feeling what I'm feeling or dealing with what I'm dealing with. And it's just like, okay. It's like He's just going to carry you, and He's okay carrying you. He's okay doing it. But it's like, you get carried for a little bit, and then He puts you down, and you walk just fine.
Yeah.
You just maybe needed that little closeness or whatever, like a lot of us have. I mean, I used to be just like that. So it's like, you have someone great on your side who's like, I know what you're going through. Here, let me minister to you for like half an hour needlessly. But no, it's not needless, is it?
No.
But feels like I don't get anywhere though sometimes. But anyway,
I'm a slow processor.
Yeah. You are indeed. I'm a Nissan GTR, and you're I saw one of those today. There are a lot of amazing cars here in Nashville. I am at home, right where I belong. Anyway, but yeah, man, God is doing some amazing things, man. And I'm just like, I just know last time we got those numbers, and it was just like 5 days later, we were on our way to Nashville. So I was just like, the Lord's like, wow, this is what's going on. I'm praying for an acceleration.
Yeah.
Because God's like been putting it on our hearts, on my heart at least. I can do anything I want at any given time. If I am God, and since I am God, and I decide, you know what, I'm going to do this. There is literally no one or nothing can prevent me from doing it.
Yeah.
If I decide anything, if I decide, you know what, Devin, I think I like you with long hair. You're going to wake up with long hair tomorrow, down to your butt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if he decides that that's what he wants to do, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how serious. It's like, I remember when we first got here, the first word we really got from the Lord was like this coach. It was like he was a coach, and it was halftime in the locker room. And we were actually up in the points. But he was coming. I was like, come on, you got to know that there is a reward. You have not sought me for nothing. You have not come to the end of all of this just for you to just go back to normal life as usual. You know, bouncing from place to place to place to place. It's like, no, you haven't done it. You have got to believe. You've got to know. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and it's almost to that level with this whole, I can do anything I want at any given time. You know, because that's what Jesus did. He's like, listen, I am the light of the world. While I'm in the world, I'm going to do good things. And he spit on the ground, made some mud, and put it in this guy's eyes, this blind guy's eye, who was not asking him to heal him. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of them, it's like, oh, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Okay, but in that particular instance, he was like, I'm going to do this because I want to do it. Yeah. I am the light of the world. Here you go. Go to the pool of Siloam and wash, which means sent. Siloam means sent, and it relates to the number 70. I think we did a video on that. But anyway, so it's like, man, God is ready to do whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. And a lot of times when you hear that, you go, oh, okay, great. That just means disappointment, and I'm not going to get what I want. Or, that's the negative end. Or it can mean, wow, God's just getting ready to do something amazing. You know, he's getting ready to do above and beyond. Maybe he's getting ready to do according to the promise that he promised you. Maybe he's getting ready to do according to the word that he's written called the Bible. You know, maybe he's getting ready to show up. Maybe he's getting ready to do a 2 Chronicles 16:9 and show himself strong on behalf of those who are, you know, faithful to him and who have been. And another thing that the Lord showed me, here, let me have this real quick. Another thing the Lord showed me, he reminded me last night, was the word reward, and he reminded me of that phrase, in the open. He was like, it's going to be in the open, man. And I was like, okay. I was like, this is going to be amazing. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. I'm just strapped in, and I'm just like, woo, I'm ready. I'm ready. You know, they did all the safety checks, and you know you're just getting ready to go up and up to the, you know what I mean? That's just kind of how I feel. I'm like, wow, Lord, you are getting ready to do some amazing things.
And I don't know, I just wanted to, tonight when we were at our God time, and I decided to read Luke 5:12, because you saw 5:12.
I did, on the way back from Target. I was like, oh, it's jumping out at me.
And it's been a number we've gotten before, and that's really what we received from it. And it's basically just a short little thing about Jesus healing a leper. A man with leprosy. And
oh, you had to go politically correct there, huh? It's like, don't call me a leper. Well, I am a man with leprosy.
I was thinking like a leopard, like a cat. Like, I don't want people to think I was talking about a cat.
Yeah, this leopard came up to Jesus.
It was like,
start talking to him.
Can you heal me of my spots?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I think they'd probably get that confused. Is she saying leopard or leper? You know, because there were a lot of leopards in the Bible, so you gotta give me some context here, Michelle. Leopard? Was it a snow leopard? Was it a...
I don't know. It was probably a snow leopard, because they can make it white as snow.
With the righteousness and everything. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Cool, yeah. You don't want to confuse the people. You know?
Anyway. So, so anyway, it's the story where Jesus heals this man. He basically is like, Lord, if you're willing, like, if you're willing, you can cleanse me. And Jesus says, like, I am willing. But I think what really stuck out to me is that Jesus reached out his hand and touched this man.
Oh, yeah.
And
he was a rabbi. He shouldn't have done that.
No.
Now he's unclean.
Especially then, like, he would be considered unclean. And then he tells the man, like, okay, now go and do what you're supposed to do to be ceremonially clean. Like,
to prove that you actually been
like, the evidence
healed.
that, yes, you have been healed. But I just think what is just really awesome about this whole story, and I guess kind of what really touches me, is just that here's this man who has leprosy. He's basically an outcast. And Jesus comes and touches him. Like, probably nobody, most people probably wouldn't even get within feet of this man.
Oh, yeah.
Because they would have been...
leprosy was highly contagious.
Highly contagious.
Very contagious.
It was just like, no, I'm not going to have anything to do with you. And I guess for myself, I just see that God, he is so good, because even when we have this leprosy of heart, when we are dealing with just deep issues, God does not stand afar and say, I can't handle you. I'm not going to go near you.
Get yourself right first.
But
and then come to me.
He comes and he touches our hearts, and he heals us of the very thing that we're asking for healing.
Jesus.
And I don't know, like, God is such a compassionate God. He's like, I'm going to get in the mud with you. Yes. And that's the beautiful thing, is like, he can get into the mud with us. He can go to those places, the darkness, the depths of our heart that we try and keep anybody from knowing about. And he goes in and he cleanses us, and he makes us pure and righteous. But he comes out, he's not affected by it. You know, he touched that man. Jesus never had leprosy. He is the one that brings healing. And I just think it's like, we live in a world where so many of us, if there are issues, somebody has any sort of issue, we can tend to just be like, all right, well, I'm not going to talk to you, or, you don't want to go into the mud with them.
Yeah.
But Jesus, he goes right into that mud. He does not care, because he cares about you. Yeah, he cares about your heart.
Yeah.
And he loves you so, so much.
Yeah.
And he is like, I am willing, and he will reach out and touch you. And I don't know, I'm just so struck by his compassion and his love, because it's like, man, if I feel like for me, really, the last couple of days, I've just been like, wow, I feel I'm a total mess. Like, I'm total just like, oh my gosh, Lord, like, what are you doing, like, with me? It's like, I don't know, just, and he's
let it all unravel.
Yeah.
To reveal the real you underneath all that stuff.
And God, he doesn't run away, even when we're like, you can be like, kind of being like, no, Lord, don't come near me, I'm unclean, don't come near me. And he's like, I'm coming near you, and I'm going to touch you and heal your heart.
Well, see, because that's actually, according to the law, what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
The lepers were supposed to stand, if you came within a certain feet of them, they were supposed to hold up their hand and say, unclean, unclean,
Yeah.
But that guy, he actually came near, not saying anything.
Yeah.
And because he had already broken the law just by coming near Jesus to begin with.
Yeah.
And
But
Jesus was like, hey, man, great is your faith.
Yeah.
He didn't say that, but it's just like, he saw it as a move of faith, not as a breaking of the law. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the Pharisees were probably beat him for doing that, you know?
So I don't know if there's anybody else out there, which I'm sure there are. It's just know that God is so willing to come into your situation, to bring healing, to bring revival, and it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to come to him worthy. You don't have to come to him clean. You don't have to. It's like you don't have to stand afar off from Jesus. It's like you can come straight to him. And so I don't know, I just pray that you guys are encouraged by that. Encouraged that Jesus he comes and he cleanses people by touching them, by getting in the mud with them and bringing them out. And it's just...
And I think that can be particularly difficult for people who are raised in a Christian environment. Mm-hmm. See, for me, I didn't come to know the Lord till I was almost 23 years old.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any of that baggage. And I think one thing I've learned dealing with Christians who were raised in a Christian home, they've just got so much baggage of I'm supposed to be this, and well, I have to do that, and a lot of religious weight on them. And it's just like, it's harder for them. It's hard. Yeah. It's interesting. It's harder for you when you're raised in a religious home.
Yeah.
You see, that's different than being raised in a Christian home, the normal Christianity, as I forget who wrote that book, but it seems like it's a lot more difficult, you know. So it's like you feel like you shouldn't feel these things. Mm-hmm. You feel like you shouldn't be. Oh my gosh! Well, some of the dark places I'm at right now, I shouldn't be feeling that or thinking that, and so I'm going to pretend like I'm actually not there. Hey brother, hey sister. Yeah, I got hell going on in my head, but I'm not going to let you know. How are you doing? Can I pray for you? And you know what I'm saying? Because you have that thing of like, I have to be this.
Yeah.
I can't deal with, this is just not me. This is weird. I don't even know what to do with it, so I'm just going to shelve it.
Yeah.
And you have this baggage that's built up, and then you wonder why pastors' wives, the house prophets, go completely bonkers.
Yeah.
Because they got no one to tell the dark stuff going on inside of them that's not supposed to be there, but yet there it is.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And so I think that's good. It's a great encouragement. That is a great encouragement. Like, I don't need to add anything else.
I don't think I had anything else, but I didn't know if you had anything.
No, I didn't. I'm good. You know, I just want to say, like, this morning was an amazing praise morning. It was amazing. The Spirit of the Lord was upon us. We were praising. Yeah. Even my kids just broke out into spontaneous praise and all that. It was amazing. And then we got an offering today that was just like phenomenal. And I was just like, it was amazing. It was a sign. It was a testimony of like God saying, I am with you. I'm going to provide for you. Don't you worry about a thing. I got this. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was just so amazing. It was so awesome. And it's just been a really great day. So we've had some ups and downs, you know, but it's been ultimately a really awesome day. And we just want to thank you guys for watching. We want to thank you guys for being a part of our journey. And I tell you what, I have no idea what's going to happen in the next several days. Yeah. Because God is saying, like, the end, and he's screaming it through the numbers. He's pressing it on our spirits. So I am seriously excited to see. And there was another thing I felt this morning. I really felt the Lord said to me this morning, honor. You're getting ready to know what it's like for me as a boss to honor my employees. But you're not my employee. You're my son. Yeah. And it's a whole other, but that's it's a little another, that could be a whole other video. Yeah. But, so anyway, we want to just thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of our journey. Thank you guys for just blessing us with financial chunks from your side. I mean, that's kind of how we see it. Yeah. I mean, we really struggle to find the words to say thank you, especially when people say stuff like, oh, well, I wish we could send you more. Send me more? You just gave me like $20. That's huge. Yeah. I mean, of all the things you could have done with that money, you gave it to someone you didn't even met. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, you don't even know us, really. Well, I guess you kind of do.
Yeah.
You know, we're kind of open books. You know, I hope we're a good read. But, but it's
But
like
still, that you, I don't know, that you take that.
part of your life. You
And-
earn that. That's
yeah.
that's like for some people that might be like an hour's worth of work. For some people that might be 2 hours worth of work.
Yeah.
And you gave it to us. It's like it's hard to come up with thank you words for that.
Yeah. So we
You
just
know?
we just really appreciate all of you and your prayers, and we
Yeah.
love all of the comments.
We love them.
We just love reading.
We go like 2 days and we go, babe, we need to get on comments.
Yeah.
Because we're neglecting our people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So keep those comments coming,
Yeah.
and we really do just pray that you guys are blessed by the Lord, and that He
Yes.
is. That He would just show Himself strong on your behalf.
He is faithful.
Yeah.
Faithful is He who has called you to that promise, and He will do it.
Yeah.
You know, He will do it. He's going to do it. That's why you get attacked so hard.
Yeah.
That's why, because the enemy knows He's going to do it. The enemy knows God. Sometimes the enemy believes in God more than we do.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, He made a promise. He's definitely going to fulfill it. We need to attack it.
Yeah.
as much as we possibly can. Oh, they keep getting close to the end. They're gonna get the promise. They're gonna get the promise, and there's nothing I can do because I keep hitting them as hard as I can, and they keep getting up. What is wrong with these people? They like believe in Him or something. You know? So yeah. So we just pray you guys are blessed.
Yes.
And we just pray abundance over your life.
Yes.
We just pray the mercy and compassion of God over your life. Lord, you said all the paths of the Lord are mercy and steadfast love.
Yeah.
We pray that you would lead every listener, no matter what their level of maturity or their level of perceived maturity. It doesn't matter whether they think they're babies or what. It doesn't matter. Like, you will lead them in the paths of righteousness for your name's sake,
Yes.
Lord. In Jesus' name,
Amen.
be blessed.
So until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. Love you. What's that from? House of Pain? House of Pain. Was that from Tyler Perry, House of
it's
Pain?
House of Pain, because
Okay.
he'd like go through the doorway and he'd be like, love you.
You like, love you. I'm tired of it, Ella. You heard me?